There are reports that the U.S. terrorist watch list includes the names of up to 72 employees of the Department of Homeland Security, specifically employees of the TSA. And we learned this today in an interview that Representative Stephen Lynch, a Democratic from Massachusetts in the House, gave to the public Boston radio. And he was saying, he was justifying himself on why he joined the other 47 Democrats that voted against President Obama when the Republicans passed the American Security Against Foreign Threats Act. And he was saying that he referred to an investigation that happened not too long ago when we learned that the TSA has a 95% failure rate when several staffers from the Congress went and tried to pass guns strapped to their ankles, pass guns on their luggage, and they were able to. So that was a big thing in the news. We all learned about it. But in that same investigation, this fact came to the light that 72 employees of the Department of Homeland Security were actually in the terrorist watch list, and they were able to secure jobs in airports, which is very, very, very scary. Now, why are the Democrats siding with the Republicans on this issue? Mainly because they think that the bill was very simple. The bill, what wanted to do is add another set of eyes to the process of vetting refugees before they come to this country. As it stands before the bill, it was only the FBI and the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, the ones that vetted the process. Now with this new bill, they add another set of eyes, meaning the CIA, because they don't feel safe. They don't feel that the Department of Homeland Security has their act straight enough to be taking care of this business.
Democrats, Republicans, I think everybody would agree that we want a very rigorous vetting process,
Yes.
right? I think it doesn't matter. That goes across party lines. But we have to be wary of this and make sure that we're talking about Republicans and some Democrats who are actually trying to get more eyes on these people, or are they actually trying to put another hurdle in the way, stopping
Correct.
refugees coming altogether? So we have to differentiate and make sure that this is actually what they're trying to do.
Exactly, because we see the comparison and the contrast of some of the things that are happening in Europe compared to the United States. We see that in Europe there's this concept of a completely alternative economy that is being developed by refugees themselves. We have hotels completely staffed by refugees. We have the famous refugee that was selling pens on the street. Now he owns 3 different businesses that employ a complete staff of refugees. So we do see that the United States, on their wish to be safe, they might be becoming a little bit inhumane in their treatment to refugees.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of governors, mayors coming out and saying, oh, no matter what you guys pass on a federal level, no matter what you guys come to, what conclusion, I'm not taking any Syrian refugees, which is sad in itself. But yeah, we can't forget that, a lot of these refugees are professionals where they come from. They're dentists, they're doctors. They're not just this word refugee, people running across borders. They actually had jobs, and a lot of them are educated.
And although it's a reality that there was 72 employees of the DHS in the terrorist watch list, it's also a reality that there's several steps that a refugee has to go through before they come to this country.
Yeah.
Now, it's very simplistic and it's kind of childish to say, well, the reason why I vote in favor of this bill that restricts the coming in of refugees is because I don't trust the institutions. But at the same time, we do see that the process of refugees coming to this country is not only a US-based process. These refugees, they have to go to the United Nations first, and by the time they go to the DHS, there's been 5 or 6 different instances, different bodies of government that have to review their application.
Why is the TSA now under the spotlight? I feel like out of all the agencies that could possibly run background checks, I feel like TSA would only scratch the surface. I mean, we have the FBI, the CIA, much more vigorous checks going on from them. I think they're kind of just putting it out there to point out more flaws.
Well, I think
make a
that
statement. You know what I mean?
think after 9/11, it's clear that TSA arose like the solution to the problems, that barrier that determined for terrorists not to commit these crimes. And now we see the case of the Russian airplane coming out of Egypt, and a bomb was in the plane. Obviously, working along the airport securities for them to be able to put a bomb on the plane. So for me, it is important that we take attention to these type of issues where we have 72 paid employees of the DHS in the terrorist watch list, and there's no process, there's no system to prevent this from happening. Again, we don't see well, we did saw the chief of the Department of Homeland Security having to resign because of this report, but at the same time, there's no solutions. They're just finger pointing and going along with this Islamophobia and this sentiment that the bad guys are the refugees, and not looking at the reality that the terrorist problem is much more complex than just the people that is being affected and trying to find a new life.